Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go on a walk today, and that's what I'm ready for. I'm ready to go on a hike, and we're ready to go on a hike with Sherri Gregory, president of the Lindsay Pettus Greenway. And we're going to get started with Sherri in just a second, but first I want to thank our sponsors. You saw those guys up on the screen a minute ago, and we've got some really good sponsors. And we want to also have a commercial with our host, Haynes Full Circle Benefit.
Employee benefits are the best way to retain valuable employees. What you offer, ease of enrollment, and how you manage the cost of those benefits is very important. Healthcare is expensive. Some employees may delay or forego care. Are you just accepting that renewal increase, or are you actively managing the cost of healthcare and benefit design in order to keep the cost manageable for your employees? It's time to lay the groundwork, scrap the cookie cutter approach, and develop customized solutions that meet the goals of your business and the needs of your employees. If you are ready for real alternatives and a trusted advisor, give us a call.
Well, Sherri, I can see it on your face. How excited are you that today is finally on the horizon for everybody to get to see what you've been working on for quite a while?
So excited. I can't wait for the public to see this. I can't take credit for what we've accomplished here. All I have been is a coordinator. But when you see the design of this greenway and the craftsmanship that's gone into it, I think everyone in Lancaster is just going to be so proud that we have a trail of this caliber right in the heart of our city.
Without a doubt. I've been holding off. I've been wanting to kind of sneak out and get all over the trail, but I've just been getting little glimpses right there behind the chamber office, and what I'm seeing is fabulous. But well, Sherri, for those that don't know, take us back just a second and give us a quick little history. I mean, where did this idea come from, and then what caused you to kind of pick up the baton and take it on?
Well, I'm going to begin to walk if that's okay, because I have a little
Absolutely.
traffic here on Colonial Avenue. But I got involved in this project about 6 years ago now. And actually, Lindsay Pettus asked me if I would be willing to join the Carolina Thread Trail. And that's how I became involved with this project. I went on that board, and I came back to Lancaster and went to, at that point, Lancaster City and County had adopted our Carolina Thread Trail master plan, but it had nothing was being done to implement this segment in the heart of the city where I live. So I very naively approached Barry Beasley, who was at the time Catawba Valley Land Trust president, executive director rather, and asked him if he would help me get started and see if we could make this happen. And 6 years later, here we are. We never thought it would take this long, and I think, and I said naively because I had never done anything like this before, and I really didn't understand what it all entailed, just with permitting and engineering to build what is essentially a single lane road in a floodway is quite a daunting task. But here we are.
Well, and it took just a little bit of money too. You've got a lot of partners and quite a bit of money. I think
Right.
people are shocked to know what it costs to build that one lane road in the middle of a floodplain.
Yes, it shocked us as well. But we knew that our city at that time just did not have the resources to do this, and that if we wanted to see this become a reality, as so many in the community did, that it was really going to take a very collaborative effort and a strong public-private partnership. So we set to work initially getting buy-in from our business partners and private donors across the community, so that we could take that back to our government partners and show them the kind of broad support that the project had. So initially, we were able to get challenge funds for our capital campaign from Founders Federal Credit Union, and easily met that match. And we were able to take that evidence of broad support to the city and the county to later advocate for the county recreational bond referendum that was put before the voters in 2018. And $2.5 million of our funding came from that. Um, and the rest of it was from city, state government, foundations, other businesses, large and small, and even, children sending $20 from their allowance. It's just been so heartwarming at how much support we've had from all across the community, from all sectors.
Yeah, that's really neat. And a lot of people, ask questions of, why invest this amount of money into a trail? And you and I have talked about it before, and I certainly recognize the economic impact. But share with our audience a little bit the potential economic impact this sort of project can have on our not only our downtown but our county as a whole.
Well, in other cities where trails like this have been established, you've seen economic benefits like as simple as having property values along the trail rise because people really want to live next to amenities like this. But you also begin to see other impacts on economic development simply from people moving into the community who want amenities like this. Trails are the highest rated amenity. Builders in Charlotte have told us for years that people are seeking when they look for new neighborhoods. Access to trails is very important. Walkability is very important. And then in turn, businesses look for those kinds of amenities. So when they're deciding where to locate, because they want to have their places of business, their factories or their corporate offices or what have you in places where employees will want to live and to work. So we begin to see economic impacts in terms of increased development of businesses and people moving into the area to take advantage of that amenity.
Sure. Well, Sherri, we can glimpse little bits and pieces of the trail over your shoulder. How about flipping your phone around and let us get a taste of what it feels like to walk? And we'll continue to talk a little bit while we're going, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to need to flip it sideways.
This way?
There we go. That's better. I think we're more comfortable walking on our feet than on the side. So,
sorry.
Tell us a little.
You will be able to walk on your hands on the trail if you want to.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that we're seeing right through here. I mean, the trees are pretty. I mean, the boardwalk is just amazing.
Well, I think this boardwalk is truly a work of art. It's one of the finest that I've seen anywhere. And I think that's another piece that Lancaster can really be proud of, is that we have, in my estimation, and in the estimation of some others who have looked at this trail, one of the finest trails in the Carolina Thread Trail system. That's something that our community can really be proud of. But it's nestled into this ribbon of green that Lindsay Pettus accumulated and put in conservation over many years. 300 acres along the Greenway is in permanent conservation and is held by the Catawba Valley Land Trust. And it does pass through the two city parks that flank Main Street. So again, those are conserved, if you will, for parks. So it's on property that's really set aside for appreciation of nature and the natural world. And it's just steps away from development and from downtown infrastructure, and it connects so many places of interest across the community. And I just, you can see pieces of the Greenway in your cars as you travel through Lancaster, but to really appreciate this, you have to get out and walk it.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Once you turn around and kind of head back the other way, some of the things that we were peeking at from beyond, and we don't have a whole lot longer on the show, so I just kind of want people to get a flavor of it. I love that view right there. Talking about it being an amenity, attracting business, that sort of thing. Sherri, have you guys started thinking yet about a marketing plan to try to draw visitors in from outside the area? Or do you kind of expect that to just kind of happen organically when people start hearing about the trail?
Well, because we're a segment of the Carolina Thread Trail, we get promoted by the Carolina Thread Trail organization. So we have the benefit of that marketing and promotion and their presence on social media and their website, so that when people are looking for places to hike, the Lindsay Pettus Greenway will pop up in a search. If they're looking for a hard surface trail to ride a bike home, the Lindsay Pettus Greenway will pop up in a search. And of course, we're working on doing things like rack cards to put out at different locations where visitors may be looking for things to do and places to go.
Great. So we can walk, we can run, we can bike. Is there anything that, what are all the modes of transportation, so to speak, that we can utilize on the trail?
Well, you can skate and bike and walk and run. You cannot skateboard, and you cannot have motorized vehicles. Those are but motorized wheelchairs are allowed. We're very pleased to say that this is an ADA accessible greenway. So you can access it with a wheelchair from end to end. And if there are any problems with that accessibility, we want to hear from folks and know, so that we can work to address those. But as far as we can tell now, we have complete access.
Right. Well, I know that where the chamber office is right now, there's going to be the main parking lot for the trail will be across the street in the visitor parking lot of the Lancaster High School football stadium. But certainly, from a chamber standpoint, anyone that needs handicap parking can contact us at the chamber and park there in our parking lot to access the trail right there. There are some no parking signs right there for staff and visitors to the chamber office, but we will make that accommodation. Here, got a question from Mr. Albert Blackman. It says, we have a few folks planning to walk the new trail Saturday. Is there a ribbon cutting plan for Saturday, or tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
Well, because of the pandemic and because we are trying to avoid having large gatherings, we were disappointed that we couldn't have a community-wide ribbon cutting. So we have taken that online, and we'll be posting a video for the public to see if they're interested in watching a virtual ribbon cutting. But on Saturday morning, the trail will just be open to the public for you to come out and enjoy, and there will be Greenway volunteers out and about on the trail. I'm sure the Lancaster News will be down here to cover the activity that's going on. But just because of social distancing and our feeling of just community responsibility, we decided to forego a really large mass gathering for the ribbon cutting like we did for the groundbreaking.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I mean, the groundbreaking, there must have been 1,000 people at the groundbreaking. So I think the interest level is going to be high. I think there's going to be a lot of folks on the trail this weekend and beyond. Tell us where the donation bricks will be located, so we can people that have donated and want to see their name on a brick.
So they are on Survey Street, which is near the Gillsbrook Road terminal end of the trail. There is a walk-up access point on Survey Street that features the Legacy Brick Plaza. So please take some time to walk over to that. There isn't parking in that area, so it's a walk-up access point. Right. But take your time to go out there and find your bricks. So that's a fun
and if
thing
somebody wants to donate and have their name on a brick, they can still do that, I imagine, right?
Well, we will have a plan for that for phase 2, and hopefully that's coming really soon. Our next priorities are to get under Main Street. I think everyone's familiar with that plan, that we want to go underneath the bridge on Main Street, and then we also want to continue to the west of the Gillsbrook Road Bridge and provide an access point on Forest Drive. And so we'll have some opportunities to do additional engraved bricks around those projects.
Fantastic. Sherri, tell us, remind us of where the different parking spaces and access points for the trail are.
Right. So starting to the east, we have shared public parking courtesy of the very generous Lancaster County School District at the Bar Street Development Center. So in the back of the school near the auditorium. is the trailhead. And then there are walk-up access points on Alameda Street, Clinton Avenue, Woodland Drive, um, at the two city parks, Roddy Drive at the corner of Roddy and Colonial Avenue. Then there's parking, as you mentioned, next door to across the street from the chamber office, again, courtesy of the school district, at the visitors lot for the football stadium. And then there's a walk-up access point, as I mentioned, on Survey Street.
Fantastic. Well, Sherri, it looks fabulous. And we're kind of bumping up here at the end of our show right now. Can't wait to get out and see it this weekend. Anything else you want to tell folks as they come and see the trail?
I just want to thank everyone for their support for this trail and their patience as the rain set in last year and it took us longer than anticipated to finish construction and get it open. It's not quite complete, but we felt that in the midst of this pandemic, the trail is usable, and we want the community to use it in this time when we need safe outdoor activities to do with our family and friends. So please come out and use it, and come and use it often and see what it's like now and learn more about what lies ahead, because we are just getting started.
Well, it certainly is beautiful. It looks like you're about to tease us with a parting shot. What are we looking at right there?
So this is a pier overlook over a wetlands, and we will be putting in, we put in and seeded this area with native grasses and native pollinating plants. So we should have some wildflowers springing up here come springtime, and this will be a pollinator garden area and a habitat area. We're having some wood duck boxes installed. They're nesting boxes all along the Greenway. Lots to see and do. And also in this area, we'll be putting in some environmental education panels that just bring your attention to things that you'll see and can discover along the Greenway. And as I'm looking at animal tracks now. See those?
Well, and I think I spotted some mistletoe up in the big tree right up there too, on the other direction.
Yeah. So come out and walk and keep your eyes open for just the
Sherri,
natural beauty.
It just looks great. I couldn't be happier and more proud to be in Lancaster at this point in my life, to see this sort of activity come to fruition. It's another example. When we do something in Lancaster County, we do it top grade and top shelf. I mean, the things that have the amenities and services that we have been putting together over the last 15 years really showcase that we are looking toward the future and trying to make this truly the best place in the Charlotte region and in the Carolinas to live and work and play. And Sherri, thank you for your dedication and hard work. And we look forward to seeing you many, many times out on the trail.
Likewise.
Everybody have a great day.
See you out here. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank
See
you.
you. Y'all come see the trail. Enjoy it.